In this short video, ipapakita ko sa iyo kung ano nga ba ang BPI Equity Value Fund. Manatili lamang hanggang sa dulo ng video na ito dahil meron akong pamimigay sa iyo na makakatulong para sa pag-aaral mo tungkol sa mutual fund. But before we start, please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Ano nga ba ang BPI Equity Value Fund? BPI Equity Value Fund. Investment objectives. The fund intends to achieve for its participant long-term capital growth by investing into the extent possible equity securities issued by the Philippine domiciled companies which have a value-style bias. The fund aims to provide returns in excess of the returns of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, or PSEI. BPI Equity Value Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, Ayala Land Inc. Number 3, SM Prime Holdings Inc. Number 4, BDO Unibank. Number 5, Ayala Corporation. Number 6, Bank of the Philippine Islands. Number 7, JG Summit Holdings Inc. Number 8, Time Deposit. Number 9, Aboitiz Equity Ventures Inc. And number 10, Jollibee Foods Corporation. Portfolio composition, 93% in equities, 0.10% is in cash, 7.54% in time deposit and money market, and negative 0.67% other receivable net of liabilities. Sector holdings, 33% in holding firms, 21% in property, 18% financials, 10% in industrials, 9% in services, and 0.85% in mining and oil. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. In red line is the fund and the gray line is benchmark. For April 2014, kikita natin na almost 140 ang ating fund. And for April 2019, almost 170 ang funds. So cumulative performance for the fund for first month is 0.63. For 3 years, 8.53%. And for since initiative is 234.38%. So annualized performance for the first year for the fund is 0.79%. For 5 years is 3.46%. And since inceptive is 8.95%. For the calendar year performance, year-to-date return is 5.57%. As of 2014 is 23.31%. For our fund facts, classification niya is equity fund. Launch date, April 4, 2005. For the minimum investment, 10,000. For the additional investment, 1,000. Net asset value per unit, as of April 2019, 170 pesos. Total fund is 5,987.14. So dealing day, daily up to 2:30 p.m. Redemption settlement up to 5 p.m. Early redemption, none. BPI Philippine Consumer Equity Index Fund. Investment objectives. The fund intends to achieve for its participants investment returns that track the performance of the BPI Philippine Consumer Equity Index by investing in a diversified portfolio of stocks in the same weight as the index to the extent practicable. BPI Philippine Consumer Equity Index Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, JG Summit Holdings Inc. Number 3, Jollibee Foods Corporation. Number 4, Universal Robina Corporation. Number 5, GT Capital Holdings Inc. Number 6, San Miguel Corporation. Number 7, Bloomberry Resort Corporation. Number 8, Alliance Global Group Inc. Number 9, LT Group Inc. And number 10, Robinsons Retail Holdings Inc. Portfolio composition, 99.59% equities, 0.15 is cash, 0.41 time deposit and money market, negative 0.15 other receivable net of liabilities. Sector holdings or equity portion, 65% is in holding firms, 23% is in industrial, 10% services. So sa tatlo lang dito siya nagfo-fall kanyang investment. Holding sectors. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. The black line is the fund and the red line is the benchmark. So here, makikita natin as of April 2017, start siya almost 100 pesos. And as of January 2018, almost 130. And for 2019, almost 105. For the cumulative performance, our fund for the first month is 0. For 1 year, negative 1.60. And since inception, 6.36%. And for the annualized performance, the fund for 1 year is negative 1.60. For 2 years, 0.15. And since inception is 2.74% ROI. For the calendar year performance, year-to-date return is 7.40%. For 2018, negative 13.47%. Our fund facts, classification is equity index fund. Launch date niya is January 16, 2017. Minimum investment is 10,000. For the additional investment, 1,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit as of April 2019, 106.36. Total fund is 1,301.95. Dealing day is daily up to 2:30 p.m. and for redemption settlement up to 5 p.m. Early redemption charge, none. BPI Philippine Equity Index Fund. Investment objectives. The fund aims to track the performance of the Philippine Stock Exchange Composite Index or PSEI The fund shall substantially invest in stocks comprising the PSE using the same weight as in the index. BPI Philippine Equity Index Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, SM Prime Holdings Inc. Number 3, Ayala Land Inc. Number 4, BDO Unibank Inc. Number 5, Ayala Corporation. Number 6, JG Summit Holdings. Number 7, Bank of the Philippine Islands. Number 8, Universal Robina Corporation. Number 9, Jollibee Food Corporation. And number 10, Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company. Portfolio composition, allocation, equities, 99.61%, for cash, 0.10 centavos, for time deposit and money market, 0.35%, and other receivable net liabilities is negative 0.06. Sector holdings or equity portion, 36% in holding firms, 22% in property, 17% in financials, 11% in industrial, 10% in services, and 0.67 in mining and oil. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. So for the black line is the fund and for the red mark is the benchmark. For April 16, started almost 80 pesos. And for April 2019, almost 105. So for the benchmark is the Philippine Stock Exchange Composite Index. So cumulative performance for the fund is for 1 month is 0.65%. For 3 years, 11.12% ROI, and since inception, 7.09%. Annualized performance for 1 year, 2.26%. For 5 years, 3.41%. And since inception is 1.16%. For the calendar year performance, year-to-date return is 7.04%. For 2018, negative 12.47%. And for 2014, 22.66%. Fund fact, classification, index tracker fund, launch date, May 20, 2013. Minimum investment is 10,000. Additional investment is 1,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit is 107. Total fund is 45,026.32. Dealing day is up to 2:30 p.m. and for the redemption settlement is 5 p.m. Early redemption, none. BPI Philippine High Dividend Equity Fund. Investment objectives. The fund intends to achieve for its participant total return through a combination of current income and long-term capital appreciation by investing in listed companies that have high dividend yields or have established a history of dividend payouts. The fund aims to provide returns in excess of the return of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSEI. BPI Philippine High Dividend Equity Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, Ayala Land. Number 3, SM Prime Holdings Inc. Number 4, BDO Unibank. Number 5, Ayala Land Corporation. Number 6, Bank the Philippine Islands. Number 7, JG Summit Holdings. Number 8, Manila Electric Company. Number 9, Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company. And number 10, PLDT Incorporated. Portfolio composition, 93% in equity fund, 0.10% cash, 6.43% time deposit and money market, negative 0.25% receivables or net of liabilities. Sector holdings, 32% in holding firms, 20% in property, 17% in financials, 12% in industrial, 10% in services, and 1% in mining and oil. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. For the red line is benchmark and the black line is the fund. So here makikita natin for April 2017 started at 100 pesos, and for April 2019 almost 150 pesos, and it reached the benchmark of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Cumulative performance for the fund for the first month is negative or 0.73%. For 3 years is 9.39%, and since inceptive 34%. So here makita natin for the benchmark is 21%. So mas mataas ang ating fund kaysa sa ating benchmark. For the annualized performance for the fund is 1 year is 2.46%. For 5 years is 3.76%, and since inceptive 5.27%. Again, for the benchmark, makikita natin is 3.53%. So mas mataas tayo kaysa sa ating benchmark. For year-to-date return, calendar year performance for the fund is 6.11%. 2018 is negative 11%, and from 2014 is 20.77%. Our fund fact, classification niya is equity fund. Launch date, August 16, 2013. Minimum investment is 10,000. Additional investment is 1,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit as of April 2019, 134 pesos. Total fund, 8,266. Dealing day is 2:30 p.m. Redemption settlement is 5 p.m. Early redemption, none. BPI Philippine Infrastructure Equity Index Fund. Investment objectives. The fund intends to achieve for its participants investment returns that track the performance of the BPI Philippine Infrastructure Equity Index by investing in a diversified portfolio of stocks in the same weight as the index to the extent practicable. BPI Philippine Infrastructure's Equity Index Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, Odyssey Equity Ventures. Number 2, PLDT. Number 3, International Container Terminal Services. Number 4, Manila Electric Company. Number 5, Metro Pacific Investment Corporation. Number 6, Odyssey Power. Number 7, Globe Telecom. Number 8, DMCI Holdings. Number 9, Semirara Mining Corporation. And number 10, Manila Water Company Inc. Portfolio composition, 98% in equities, 0.18% in cash, 0.68% in time deposit and money market, and 0.34% other receivables or net liabilities. Sector holdings, equity portion, 40% in services, 31% in holding firms, 23% in industrial, and 3% in mining and oil, and both property and financial, 0. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. So started at April 2017, almost 103 or 105. And for April 13, down to 95 pesos. So ang fund niya is in red black mark, and for the benchmark is in red mark line. So makikita natin pabagsak ang kanyang performance. So cumulative performance for the fund for the first month is 0.06. For 1 year is negative 0.55%, and for the since inception is negative 4.23. For annualized performance, 0.55% negative for 1 year. For since inception is 1.87. For the calendar year performance, year to date is 6.64%. For 2018, negative 14.78%. So for the fund facts, classification is equity index fund. Launch date is January 16, 2017. Minimum investment is 10,000. Additional investment is 1,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit is 95 pesos. Total fund per NABs is 1.130 million. Dealing day is daily up to 2:30 p.m. Redemption settlement up to 5 p.m. Early redemption charge is BPI Odyssey High Conviction Equity Fund. Investment objective. The objective of this fund is to attain long-term capital growth for Peso investors. To achieve this, the fund will be invested in a concentrated portfolio of stocks listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange. The fund seeks to outperform the Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSEI. BPI Odyssey High Conviction Equity Fund, Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, Time Deposit. Number 3, Ayala Corporation. Number 4, Bank of the Philippine Islands. Number 5, BDO Unibank. Number 6, Time Deposit. Number 8, Ayala Land Inc. Number 8, SM Prime Holdings Inc. Number 9, Metropolitan Bank. And number 10, Jollibee Foods Corporation. Portfolio composition, 86% in equities, 0.10 in cash, 15% in time deposit and money market, negative 2.31 in other receivables or net liabilities. Sector holdings or equity portion, 34% in holding firms, 23% in financials, 13% in property, 11% in industrial, 4% in services, and 0 in mining and oil. So performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. For the black line is the fund and yellow line is the benchmark. So for April 2016, started at 140, and for April 2019, almost the same. So hindi pa rin natin na-reach or na-outgrow ang benchmark. Cumulative performance for the fund for the first month is negative 0.14. For the 3 years, negative 0.29. Since inception, 39.3234%. For the benchmark, it's 145% SI niya. So, malayo tayo sa benchmark. For the now annualized performance for the first year, for the fund, negative 3.86%. In 5 years, negative 0.69%. Since inceptive is 2.75%. For the calendar year performance, year-to-date return 4.74%. Last 2018, negative 16.63%. In 2014, 22.79%. Fund facts, classification, equity fund, launch date February 1, 2007. Minimum investment is 10,000. Additional investment is 5,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit is 139 pesos. Total fund is 1,468,000. Dealing day, daily up to 2:30 p.m. and redemption settlement is BPI Odyssey Philippine Equity Fund. Investment objective. The objective of this fund is to attain long-term capital growth for Peso investors. To achieve this, the fund will be invested in a concentrated portfolio of stocks listed on the Philippine Stock Exchange. The fund seeks to outperform the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, or PSEI. BPI Odyssey Philippine Equity Fund, Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, SM Investment Corporation. Number 2, Time Deposit. Number 3, Ayala Corporation. Number 4, Bank of the Philippine Islands. Number 5, BDO Unibank. Number 6, Time Deposit. Number 7, Ayala Land. Number 8, SM Prime Holdings. Number 9, Metropolitan Bank. And number 10, Jollibee Foods Corporation. Portfolio composition, 0% in fixed income, 94% in equities, 0.10% cash, 6% in time deposit and money market, and negative 0.20% for other receivables, net liabilities. Sector holdings or equity portion, 32% in holding firms, 21% in property, 21% financials, 8% services, 8% in industrials, and 1% in mining and oil. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. So for the yellow line is the fund and the gray line is for the benchmark. For April 2014, makita natin, almost 400. And April 19, almost it's reached 500 pesos. So the benchmark is the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So makikita natin na hindi pa na-outperform ang PSEI. Cumulative performance for the fund in the first month is 0.43%. For 3 years is 4.28%. And since inceptive, 362.48%. For the benchmark, since inceptive is 636.11. So here, makita natin na hindi pa na-outperform ni BPI Odyssey ang PSEI. For the annualized performance naman, for the fund is for the first year is 0.37%. For 5 years, 1.56%. Since inceptive, 10.05%. For the calendar year, performance for the fund. Year-to-date return 5.56%. For 2014, 17.70%. The fund fact sheet, classification, equity fund. Launch date May 5, 2003. Minimum investment is 10,000. Additional investment 5,000. Minimum holding period none. Net asset value per unit is 462 as of April 2019. Total fund is 1.6 million. Dealing day daily up to 2:30 p.m. Redemption settlement is 1 peso 1 p.m. and for the early redemption charge is none. BPI Catholic Value Global Equity Feeder Fund. Investment objective. The fund, operating as a feeder fund, intends to achieve for its participants long-term capital growth by investing in a target fund that selects securities based on Catholic ethical environment. BPI Catholic Values Global Equity Feeder Fund Top 10 Holdings. Number 1, Microsoft Corporation. Number 2, Apple Inc. Number 3, Essilor International. Number 4, Nike. Number 5, L'Oreal. Number 6, Nestle. Number 7, Paychex. Number 8, Hong Kong and China Gas Company. Number 9, Medtronic. And number 10, Stryker. Portfolio composition, 93% in equity fund, 7.78% cash equivalent, and negative 0.90% for others, net of liabilities. Holding by country, equity portion, 49% in United States, 7% Japan, 4% France, 4% in United Kingdom, 3% in China, and 30% in other countries. Fund performance and statistic as of April 30, 2019. For the red line is for the fund and gray line is the benchmark. For May 2017, kita natin almost 100 pesos. And for the April 2019, almost 110 pesos per share. Pan-checking, makikita natin dito na di pa niya na-outperform ang benchmark. Cumulative performance. For the first month, for the fund is 2.25%. For 1 year, 3.56%. Since inceptive, 13.82%. Annualized performance for the fund is 3.56%. Since inceptive is 6.91%. Calendar year for the fund is year-to-date return 13.87%. And for 2017, 6.91%. Fund facts, classification, Global Equity Feeder Fund. Launch date, May 22, 2017. Minimum investment is 100,000. Additional investment is 50,000. Minimum holding period, none. Net asset value per unit is 113 pesos. And for the total fund is 151 million. Dealing day, daily up to 2 p.m. and the redemption settlement 5 p.m. Early redemption charge, none. To learn more about BPI Catholic Values Global Equity Feeder Fund, visit their website at https://www.bpiassetmanagement.com. Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment.